Hi, my name is Melissa, and I'll be leading a beginner and all level class today. So I have Nicole and Bonnie with me, and they're going to be showing different versions of each pose. I'll be helping them assist and also showing modifications so that anything that you need can be available in the class. The way the class is going to go is we'll start out with meditation. So I'll be reading a verse from the Radiant Sutras by Lauren Roche. And we'll center and settle into class, and then we'll warm up, do some poses, and then of course everyone's favorite part of yoga is Shavasana. And we'll get started. So find a comfortable position, whether you want to sit cross-legged, you can lie down, you can have one leg out, one arm up, whatever feels comfortable for you to just get settled into class. And then softly close your eyes. And as you take a deep breath in through the nose, open the mouth and just exhale with a sigh. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth. One more deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth. And just begin to notice the body. Notice any sensations, maybe any tension in the forehead, in the teeth. Notice maybe in the shoulders where you can exhale and release. Allow the body to let go. If you have thoughts, let them be there. Once you've let the body begin to relax, bring your awareness to your breath. Wonder at the mystery. The inhale and the exhale. Let the inhale be quick. And the exhale be long. A deep, quick inhale. And a long, slow exhale. And as you continue to settle and find your breath, here's the Radiant Sutra by Lauren Roche. Oceans embrace a continent. Space welcomes the sun. Embrace yourself this generously. Form your arms into a circle and cherish the arising of serenity. Attend the birth of something new. Thoughts dissolve into peace as you become one who embraces all. Inhale and exhale. Perhaps as you practice today, you can begin to embrace yourself. Begin to show love to you. And bring generosity and compassion to wherever you are. Inhale. And exhale. If you're lying, go ahead and come to a seated position, slowly rising. You can bring the legs straight out in front of you or cross them, resting the hands on top of the legs. With your spine nice and long, take a deep breath in and lower the chin down towards the chest. And as you exhale, slide the chin along the chest, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder and pulling that left shoulder down. And then as you inhale, slide the chin along the chest, bringing the left ear to the left shoulder and letting that right shoulder lower down. And bring the chin along to the chest and just gently turn the head from right to left in a no position. Keep moving from right to left. Opening up the top of the neck, the top of the back. And then as you inhale, slowly roll the shoulders down the back as you lift the chin, coming to a tall spine. And as you inhale, lower the right hand down to the floor, press the palms into the mat, and sweep the left hand up and over. And then as you inhale, bring that left hand down to the floor. Sweep the right hand up and over as you lean over to the left. Notice your breath here. Inhale. Take that right hand, press into the mat as you bring the left hand up and over. Inhale. Lower the left hand down, press into the floor and reach the right hand up and over. Inhale, bring that right hand behind you. Bring the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Push down through the tailbone, lift up through the ribs, and turn the chin over that right shoulder. Notice your ribs here, notice your hips. As you take another deep breath in, lifting through the chest and turning over that right shoulder. Then slide the hands along the legs as you inhale. Bring that right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left hand behind you. And as you lift up through the chest, gently turn that chin over the left shoulder. And as you inhale, slide the hands along the legs and bring them straight down in front. Walk the right hand first and then the left as you push the tailbone back and slowly lower the head down towards the floor. So from here you should feel the stretch in the lower back, in the quads, and in the outer hips. Let your shoulders relax here. So notice if your shoulders are tense, just let the head hang here. And then as you inhale, slowly walk those hands over to the right. Reach through the torso here and let the head lower down. Again, notice your shoulders, make sure they're relaxed here. And if you don't have someone at home to assist you, you can bring the hand to the top of the left side here. or top of the left thigh, and just gently press down, elongating that torso. And as you inhale, walk those hands over to the left. Keep the spine nice and long. Keep pushing back with the tailbone and let that head lower down to the mat. Again, notice your shoulders. Notice how you can lower down. And again, you can bring that right hand to the top of that right thigh. Gently press as you reach through the ribs. One more breath here. And as you inhale, walk those hands to center and bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. Rotate your feet here, rotate your ankles. For those of you who have weaker knees, you can take a blanket here and slide them underneath so that you have a little bit of extra padding. And then as you inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Take a deep breath, feel the shoulders go down the back, and as you exhale, round the spine, pull the belly button up into the ribs, and tuck the chin, releasing the shoulders here. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round the spine, pull the belly button up. Press through those palms. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. And as you exhale, round the spine. Then bring that spine to neutral here. And as you inhale, look forward and step the right foot in between the hands. If you don't have blocks at home, you can use pillows or something, but some of you may find that resting on blocks here helps to alleviate some of the pressure in the quad or in the lower back. So as you inhale here, lift up through the front hamstring, pull back with that left knee, and raise the torso up, bringing the hands to the hips. If you have blocks here, you may just rest on the highest setting of the block. And as you lift up through the abdominals here, roll the shoulders down the back and gently press the hips forward as you open up the front of that left leg. So this is a deep psoas stretch, the non-aesthetically pleasing muscle, the front of the leg. Often overlooked, it helps to actually lengthen the front of the leg and is connected to the diaphragm, helping to deepen the breath. One more deep breath here. And as you inhale, bring the hands to either side of that right foot. You might want to lower the blocks here and then pull the ribs towards the back here as you slide onto the right heel. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Let the head pull away from the waist as the heel pulls away from the waist, and begin to really elongate the hamstring. If you're feeling like you need to go lower, actually press the heel into the floor and pull back with the hip, allowing for a deeper connection to that hamstring. One more breath here. And as you inhale, walk those hands forward. Press that right foot into the floor and slide the right foot back to meet the left as you come back into a tabletop position. From here, kick out the left leg. Step the left foot forward in between the hands. Again, if you're using blocks, you would put them on the highest setting here as you lift up through that left hamstring, pull back with the right knee, and bring the hands up onto the hips as you roll the shoulders down the back. Then as you take a breath in, engage the abdominals, lifting all the way up through the crown of the head as you gently press the hips forward and let the shoulders roll back. Again, this is a deep stretch from the front of the body, so you might feel it where your hips connect to your torso. You might actually feel the lift up through the abdominals, the nice stretch. But allow the breath to deepen here. And then as you inhale, bring those hands to either side of that left foot. Lower the blocks here and pull the ribs up towards the back as you slide onto that left heel. Again, you're tucking the chin in towards the chest, really pulling the upper body away from the waist as you push through the heel and the toes to pull the leg away from the waist. Creating this distension or this tension here actually allows for the release of energy in the muscles. One more deep breath here. And as you inhale, walk those hands or slide forward, pressing the left foot into the floor. And from here, push through the left foot and step the right foot forward, coming into a small fold. You can set the blocks aside. And then from here, bring the hands to the top of the feet. Slide them just under up the shins, just under the knee, and look up, pulling the chin away from the tailbone, creating a flat back. And as you exhale, gently bend the knees and begin to fold the torso along the front of the body. You can let the hands go here, and you can either grab opposite elbows or tuck the fingers under the toes, whichever feels better for you. And as you continue to let go here, the breath is pulling the chest forward as the exhale is pushing the tailbone up. If we were to stay in this pose for 20 minutes, you could probably fold the whole body in half. So allow the breath to really do its job here. Gravity is extending through the head, letting the torso lead the way to cause the breath to push up. Take one more deep breath here. And as you exhale, open the mouth and let it go. Release the hands. Bring them out wide here. And as you exhale, slowly reverse swan dive, bringing the hands out wide and restacking the vertebrae one by one. The hands are going to come all the way up to the top, towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, slowly lower them down and bring the hands to the heart. Take a moment here and notice the feet. The big toe, the pinky toe, the inner heel, the outer heel are pressing into the floor. The knees are soft, the chest is lifting, and the tailbone is slightly pushing back for a Tadasana or mountain pose. And as you take a deep breath in here, step back with the left foot and push the left heel into the floor. Your feet are staying on train tracks. Both hips are facing the front here. And if you need to, bring the left foot in slightly so that you can press it into the floor here. And as you bend the right knee, notice the tailbone lowering down. And as the tailbone lowers down, lift up through the abdominals, starting from the pelvis all the way up through the chest as you roll the shoulders down the back. Again, if you need to self-adjust, you can bring the hands to the ribs and allow the whole upper torso to lift as you bring the hands straight up, coming into Warrior One. So you can have your hands open or together. You choose the variation, but notice the shoulders here. So the tendency is to have our shoulders, these tiny little levator muscles engaged. If that's the case, notice where you can actually lift through the abdominals and let the shoulders begin to relax. The levator muscles I call the canary in the gold mine. They're the ones signaling danger. In the coal mine, I guess, not gold mine. But as they signal danger here, you want to relax and let them know that there's no harm. Allowing the body to fully bring the energy to the legs, squeezing the inner thighs together. And as you inhale, lift through the chest and come up onto the ball of the left foot. Pull the left foot heel in towards the right, making sure the right heel is intersecting at the left arch or the left heel as you press it into the floor. And then turn the hips to the long edge of the mat. Keep the hands at shoulder height as you bring them straight out to either side, coming into Warrior Two. So for a self-adjust at home here, you can bring the right hand to the inside of the right thigh, the left hand to the top of the left hip, and then gently press back. So the right knee is pulling to the right pinky toe, the left hip is pulling open, and you can deepen the stretch on the inside of that thigh. And then as you press down through the tailbone, you're continuing to lift up through the abdominals as you roll the shoulders down the back and extend them straight out. In Warrior Two here, your gaze or your drishti is over that front middle finger. As you inhale, flip up the right hand, slide the left hand down the left leg, reaching through the right fingertips. Allow the torso to relax here as you come into Reverse Warrior. If it's difficult to bend the right knee, it's okay. Just notice where you can bend a little bit more and allow the torso to relax. This space where the torso, the leg, and the hip meet is, again, typically not a place that you would normally exercise. So give yourself that compassion and that generosity. And as you inhale, bring those hands back to shoulder height. Straighten out the right leg. So notice immediately the inside of that right thigh became engaged. And then notice the right knee. Make sure that it's still gently pulling out towards that right pinky toe, which engages the inside thigh. And as you push the left hip up, begin to lift through the torso and reach forward with those right fingertips. And then reach a little bit more as you slowly lower the right hand down and sweep the left hand up. So you can see a block here would help to make the difference, and it's not so much where your hand lands. If your hand's here at your thigh, it's okay. The most important thing here is to actually have the chest begin to rotate forward. So you can do that by pulling through that left hip and left side of the ribs to gently open up the heart. And as your heart begins to shine here, it begins to lift up. Allow love to flood you, to overcome you, to be you. And as you inhale, slowly begin to rise. Bring that torso back up to center and gently bend the right knee, coming back into Warrior Two. Turn that left foot towards the front and bring the hips square here as you bring the arms straight out to either side. And as you lift through the chest here, bring the hands to the heart and step the left foot up to meet the right as you come back into your Tadasana. Again, feel your toes, feel your heels pressing into the floor. Take a moment and notice. Notice your breath. And as you inhale, step back with that right foot. Press the right heel into the floor and gently bend the left knee. So those hips are on train tracks here again, facing the front. Your inner thighs are pulling towards each other here. And your tailbone is lowering down as you begin to gently lift up through the abdominals. So as you roll the shoulders down the back, reach the hands and extend them all the way up, coming into Warrior One. Again, notice here if the levator muscles tend to come up, let them relax here. If you have to keep your arms in a field goal here, like Bonnie's doing, that's totally appropriate. It takes practice to begin to relax something that's been tense for a very long time. So again, bring compassion to wherever you are here. Keep relaxing into the pose. And as you inhale here, lift up with the ball of the right foot. Pull the right heel in towards the left and turn the hips to the long edge of the mat. Make sure that left heel is intersecting at the right arch or the right heel. And then bring those arms out to shoulder height. So again, do that self-adjustment. Bring that left hand to the inside of the left thigh, the right hand to the top of the left hip, and begin to gently pull open as you roll the shoulders down the back. That's deepening the stretch in the adductor muscle. Allow the shoulders to relax here and the feet to press firmly into the mat. And notice the engagement of the leg. You might be feeling the quad muscle now. You might be noticing the sensation a little bit more. Have it be a sensation and not a warning signal. But anytime you feel pain, you're more than welcome to come out of the pose and just take a child's pose or take a break and come right back in. And as you press down through the foot here, inhale, flip up the left hand. Slide the right hand down the right leg and reach up through the abdominals, through the ribs, through the fingertips. So you let that torso relax and keep that left knee bent. Notice your breath. Notice your thoughts. Relax the shoulders. And as you inhale, bring those hands back to shoulder height. Straighten out that left leg and immediately again feel the engagement. Push the right hip up and then lift up through the torso as you reach through those fingertips. And then reach a little bit more as you lower the left hand down and sweep the right hand up. Again, you can see you can grab the ankle here or you can use a block, whichever feels better for you. You notice on this side, Bonnie is a little bit more flexibility than the other. It's not a problem, it's actually very common. So allow yourself to discover each side differently or newly. Take one more deep breath here. And as you inhale, bring those hands back to shoulder height. This time, gently turn the left foot towards the right and keep those feet facing the long edge of the mat. And bring the hands to the hips. You can use the block here and bring it in front of you as a modification. So the most important thing here is the toes are going to turn gently into each other and the knees are going to stay soft. So in this pose, it actually takes the pressure off the knees and brings it to the inside thighs and the back of the hips, right here in the glute max and min. So as you take a deep breath in, you're going to lift through the chest and then gently press the tailbone back as you bring the chest forward. So you want to keep your back nice and straight. So pause here, lift the chin, feel the length of the spine. And as you exhale here, let the hands begin to lower. You can use the block to help lower down. You can keep pressing the tailbone up, and then you can just gently begin to rest the head either on a block here or on the floor. But as you're lifting up here, notice the length of your spine. This also is an extension of the hamstrings and a nice release for blood into the head. So when you let your head be lower than your heart, some cool things happen in the body. Anxiety begins to decrease. Happiness increases. Your ability, your cognitive function increases. Oxygen bringing to the brain, flooding into the brain, increases your sense of self or your purpose. Can also help you sleep better at night by releasing the pressure in the lower back and in the back of the legs. Oceans embrace a continent. Space welcomes the sun. Embrace yourself thus generously. One more deep breath here. And as you inhale, slowly begin to rise. Have the head be the last thing that comes up here as you restack your vertebrae one by one. Bring the hands to the heart and heel toe those feet together and turn and face the front of the mat. Take a deep breath in here. Push the butt towards the back of the room, towards the back of your mat. When you feel the hamstrings begin to engage here, softly bend the knees. And then as you continue to lift up through the chest, extend the hands straight out from the shoulders into Utkatasana or chair pose. So the tendency is if you feel the weight onto your hamstrings, actually lift the chest and push back here with the tailbone. So that takes the weight off the quads, which is our tendency because there's 4 muscles there to rely on, and then brings it to the back and to the lumbar spine. So you're wanting to elongate this lower back here through pulling up through the chest and pushing down through the toes. So play around here until you find that for yourself. It looks different, as you can see, on every body. Make sure those shoulders are relaxed. And allow the breath to lift as you push back with that tailbone just a little bit more. One more deep breath here. And as you inhale, bring those hands all the way down to the floor. Press the palms into the mat and step back with the right foot and then the left. Hold plank here for a breath. Roll the shoulders down the back and pull the belly button into the spine. And as you exhale here, if you have a vinyasa, you can take it. If not, you can just gently push back through the palm and bring the hips up into downward facing dog. So for downward dog, you want to make sure that your spine is nice and long here. So if you have to bend the knees first to do that, push down through the knees and then push back through the palms. Feel the length of the spine, and then you can begin to straighten out the legs. So again, downward dog looks different in every body. And then as you inhale, gently bend the knees. Bring the knees all the way down to the mat. Push the butt back towards the heels. You can bring the knees wider together as you lower that forehead down to the floor, coming into child's pose. So having your forehead rest onto the floor here actually brings a sense of security. If you have young children and they're afraid or scared, having them come into this pose actually offers a sense of safety. Can bring calmness. Maybe next time, instead of time out, we can just take a child's pose. And allow the body to fully relax here. And as you inhale, slowly walk those hands back towards the knee. Bring the torso up here as you slide the knees together. And roll the shoulders down the back, coming into hero's pose. Feel the length of your spine here. And then shift the weight over into the left hip as you swing the legs out to the right. Coming into a seated position with your legs straight out in front of you. So we're going to do a fold here. And there's a couple of props you can use. So this is just a regular strap and a blanket. I'm going to have Bonnie rest her hips onto the edge of the blanket here. So as you come onto the blanket, find your sits bones and then gently pull them up onto the edge and then slide them forward. So when you do that, it gives you just a little support to have a nice tall back. And so you want to roll the shoulders down the back, and then she's just going to bring a strap along the lower half of her, the bottoms of her feet, and the fat part is where her feet are going to be and her big toes are going to touch. So the goal here is not to bend over and grab your toes, but rather to continue to elongate the back of the body. So we have a tendency to bend at L12 or 13, those are numbers on your spine, and just reach our toes, which may or may not feel good for you. But today what we're actually going to do is have you keep a nice straight back. You're going to keep your shoulders back and pull the chest towards the big toe. So with the back nice and long, you begin to straighten out the lumbar spine. So with Bonnie, she's going to pull the elbows down by her side, keep her shoulders back. Nicole's going to slide her hands down the legs. She can grab her ankles, she can grab her feet, but the most important thing is she's keeping her spine nice and long. She meshes into this, she can then lower her head down. So again, both are going to have a benefit here. Neither are incorrect. One opens up a completely different set of muscles. And every body is different. So when you're allowing yourself to fall or fold into here, don't necessarily compare yourself to Nicole or Bonnie, but rather experience it for yourself. So maybe softly close your eyes and just begin to notice where you can deepen the stretch in the back of the legs, in the lower back. I'm going to take a couple more deep breaths here. Really allowing the body to let go. Again, if we were to stay in this pose for 20, 30 minutes, you could eventually get there. The body would let go of all of those things. Allow yourself to be right where you are. One more deep breath. And as you inhale, slowly begin to rise. Roll the shoulders down the back. Release the strap if you have one. Shake those legs out. And then pull the body so that you're in the middle of the mat. And as you lift through that chest, begin to lower down vertebrae by vertebrae so you're lying flat onto your back. We're going to do one more pose here to help elongate the legs and the hips. So as you inhale, bend the right knee, bring the right foot flat onto the floor. Extend the left hand out to the side here, and then the right hand. Now you're going to slowly bring that right hip or right knee over to the left. Use the left hand to gently grab the right knee, and then turn the head over to the right. The most important thing here is to actually keep the shoulder, the right shoulder, onto the mat. So if you need to come back a little bit, you can. Again, if you want to do a little self-adjust, you can grab to the outside edge of that left hip and just gently pull while opening up and pushing down through that right hip. Good. And then you can slide that hand right back out to the outside edge of that left hip. Take one more deep breath here. And as you inhale, slowly bring that right knee back to center. Straighten out the right leg. And then gently bend the left. Bring that left knee over towards the right here. And turn the head over towards the left. Again, if you want to do that self-adjust for yourself, make sure that left shoulder is pushing into the floor, and you can just gently bring the right hand to the top of the left hip and push gently down and across. If you have someone at home that you can have help you here, they'll hold down the left shoulder and just gently push down on the hip. Allowing for a deep stretch in the torso and on the outside of the legs. And as you inhale, slowly bring those knees back to center. Straighten out the legs and bring the hands down by your side. As you begin to rest into the mat, just gently wrap the hands into a circle, grabbing the right shoulder with the left hand and the left shoulder with the right hand. Give yourself a hug here, embracing yourself just as the earth embraces the sun, just as space welcomes the earth. Attend the birth of something new. Thoughts dissolve into peace as you become the one who embraces all. Slowly let those hands go. Allow the earth to embrace you. And tell your body that it's safe to deeply relax. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing your awareness back into the room. You can gently extend the fingertips overhead, reaching them away from the toes, elongating the body. And when you're ready, gently roll over onto the right side. And then slowly bring yourself to a seated position with your eyes softly closed and your hands at heart center. As you leave the mat today, may you continue to bring generosity, love, and compassion to yourself and to everyone that you encounter. And as you begin to embrace that you are the same as the one who embraces us all, may you experience peace. Inhale and exhale. Please join me in completing today's class with the sacred sound of Om. Inhale. May your mind be happy. May your words be kind. And may your heart always be full of love. Namaste.
Namaste.